is chipped away, clean it off. Let the fresh air enter and let it rush through all your things. Gather up the dust and make it blow away. Bloom and grow, child. Bloom and grow. Reach for the mountains. Don't brace for the fall. Time enough for caution when the day's done. When you hit the ground, chances are you'll bounce. Then you'll be stronger and you'll be wiser too. You'll still be foolish, but you won't mind so much. Mind so much. Summer's rays are creeping and searchlight in the living room, pouring light on all the things you hide away. Memories folded in a drawer, thoughts you bundled up. All right, hello. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday Warble. I believe everything is rolling. How are folks doing? I'm gonna try and get my fingers warmed up a bit more. We have a very, we're having cold weather here. And but today I've got songs about self-improvement, and we only have originals because that's something I like to write about. And we are going to start with a song from the point of view of my day planner, because an important part of my self-improvement regimen is writing things in my day timer. I hope I didn't just mess up my camera. I'll just do a quick. Hey Nancy, welcome in. Good to have you here. Just getting rolling with our first song. All right, from the point of view of our day planners. Yeah, it's not often that we do all originals. For a minute I thought my camera had frozen, but I was just very still. Usually I track down some other songs, but I just had so many. This is a theme of mine. I am a day planner, I am a chronicler, I keep a running tab on all your aspirations. I keep the little notes you make and then forget, all the ideas you had in your plan for world domination. And you are nothing without me. Know when you start your day and where you have to be and what you have to buy and the people you meet. I know what you got done and what fell through the cracks, all the unchecked columns and stickers you gave yourself. And you are nothing without me. I know when you are up and when you're feeling down, I keep your secrets safe, even though you don't always give me the respect that I deserve. You throw me in your bag and you spill coffee on my pages. I get lost under the bed, and there are times you don't console me. For ages, it's like you have forgotten you are nothing. You are nothing, and nothing without me. 'Cause I'm a day planner, I am a chronicler, I keep a running tab on all your aspirations. I keep the little notes you make and then forget, all the ideas you had in your plan for world domination. playing without me. Yeah, I figured last week we did all incredible string band songs, so today we're going to do all Kyla Tilley songs. Perhaps we'll see a connection, perhaps not. So this next one is about, hey Samuel, welcome in. We've gotten one song under, so we've got 9 more songs in the queue. And this is one, so self-improvement is the theme today, and this is a song about searching for success and not having the success you expected. We've got a couple songs about music coming up here now, so. You set out to write a hit single. You read up on all the latest trends. You sat down and brainstormed common themes, but you could only think of 2. Hit singles speak of love and dancing. That's why you had a different success than you were planning. That's why they never played your song on the radio. That's why you dwell in relative obscurity at the top of the underground, with write-ups and zines in the esteem of your peers. You wanted a real money maker. You knew you had better make it rhyme. You wrote down the words you heard the most, but you really only heard 3. Ooh, baby, it's a you, baby. That's why you had a different success than you were planning. That's why they never played your song on the radio. That's why you dwell in relative obscurity at the top of the underground, with write-ups and zines in the esteem of your peers. This is a theremin solo. You know people like a simple rhythm, to clap hands and tap their toes. You tried hard to stay in common time, but you just had to drop a beat. Hit singles are not in 7. That's why you had a different success than you were planning. That's why they never played your song on the radio. That's why you dwell in relative obscurity at the top of the underground, with write-ups and zines in the esteem of your peers. I knew I should have started with a chorus. I knew I should have made it sing along a poem. I probably should have given it a catchier title. Maybe it should have resolved. Here we go. And there's a line in that song about writing songs in 7, like 7/8, and I think there's a lot of 7. I think there's a lot of 7/8 in the song list today, which I did not consider until I was just singing that song that moment. All right, so something that I'm always working on is my guitar playing, and that's that's the point, Nancy. This is a song about practicing the guitar, and the title of this song is The Definition of Happiness. And this is one song that, it's a weird thing when you write songs sometimes, and it's same with listening to songs. Sometimes you hear a song and it takes you back to a really specific place in time. And for some reason, I wrote this song like, I don't think I'd even fully moved into this house. It was the couple of weeks that I was here just painting the house. But I wrote a bunch of songs that week as well, and this is one of them. And for whatever reason, I really get that sense whenever I play it. And I don't know why. Like the song that I wrote about painting the house doesn't bring me back to the time that I was painting the house. I wrote it the same week. But this song, for some reason, really takes me back to this time and place. But it's the definition of happiness. Tick, 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 tick. Picking hand moving with the metronome, back and forth across the strings. Tick, 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 fretting hand sliding with the metronome, up and down across the board. Repetition, rest, relax, memorizing passages. Tick, 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 alternate picking, sweeping tremolo, slow and fast across the strings. Hammer on, pull off, bending glissando, two-hand tapping on the board. Repetition, rest, relax, memorizing passages. Then I come out of the woodshed, and I can join the band playing, and I can hear in my head the notes as they lay waiting. Rather a lot of notes following one another in a very short time. Fingertips landing and lifting seamlessly, seemingly of their own volition. Blazing, soaring, face melting, bliss. There we go. There we go. We have Playworld. Hello, Playworld. Welcome in. Welcome in. That was the definition of happiness, and we are about a third of the way through our weekly Wednesday Warble for today, in which we are singing 10 songs on the theme of self-improvement. And yes, because I have played in bands and people have attempted to sing harmony. You've had the best day ever. You got to hang out with Jasper all day, and you've been to all 3 of my streams today. I feel like that deserves glockenspiel. We'll do some distant glockenspiel. I used to play in a band where we did a lot of harmonies, actually. So Andrea Monroe was always able to figure out some harmonies with me. There's some harmonies in my band with my husband. And Tea and Bread, Ed Hudson, who likes the same type of music that I do, he would play violin and sing, and I play guitar and sing, and we did a lot of harmonizing together. So yes, the answer, Nancy, is yes, and people were successful. People were successful. All right. So next, this is maybe a little more very clear about self-improvement, and it's about running. This is on my second album, and I had to take a minute and think of all the bands that I've been in. I've been in a lot of bands where I sung harmonies to other people too, and sometimes those other people were like, I don't like that harmony. I'd be like, no, it's a rad harmony. But this song is about running, and I think running is a really good. It's called One Foot in Front of the Other, which of course, is it about running? Is it about life? It's about moving forward and improving. Hey, Round Sparrow, welcome in. Glad to have you here with us. Glad to have you here with us on this episode of all originals and all songs about self-improvement. So yeah, this one's about running. One foot in front of the other, breathing on the count of 3, exhaling on the count of 2. Think about which part of my foot strikes the pavement with the most force. Make adjustments to my posture. Focus on the task at hand, and then just run. One foot in front of the other, landing softly, lightly relaxed, keeping up a steady pace. Shoulders loose, no tension to be found. I float over my feet. My mind is clear, my mind is on the open road ahead. And I just run towards the bubble arch. They'll record the time you took. Hang a medal around your neck, then you can make your heart beat slow. One foot in front of the other, that's all that I have to do. Just keep on moving, don't fade out. Did I get enough hydration? Did I get ample rest? Am I really only halfway through this? Did that marker lie? What have I done? Run towards the bubble arch. They'll have fruit and protein shakes. They will take your picture there, then you can lie down in the grass. One foot in front of the other, find my rhythm, let it take me, let it fuel me down the stretch. Soaking in the atmosphere, the wind, the trees, the other runners. Let myself enjoy the moment, then I just run past the last water station, 2K to go. Grab some high fives to pump me up for the last stretch. Energy gels consumed and loaded cups burned. I conquered the road behind me, finish lines in sight. Run towards the bubble arch. They'll record the time I took. Hang a medal around my neck, then I can let my heart beat slow. Run toward the bubble arch. They'll have fruit and protein shakes. They will take my picture there, then I can lie down in the grass. There's one foot in front of the other, and that one is that one is I do like to let my fingers fly across the fretboard. That one is off my second album, Bloom and Grow, and so is this next one. And that whole album, I mean, I kind of could have just played that album today for this theme of self-improvement. It's a big core central theme of the album. And so this next one, this is called The Dragon, and I wrote it about my favorite video game character in the Yakuza series, which, especially I think a central theme of video games is really self-improvement. Like, you're always trying to level up, and you always have to practice things, and you have to do like side quests and mini games, and build your skills. And of course, the central character throughout that, there's also this kind of emotional story of this character, and kind of going through life and trying to improve himself and coming to accept himself and that sort of thing. So that's this song. That is what this song is about. trying to fit into a system that's too small. Begin to wonder why I try to fit at all. I got places to be, things to do, obligations to me, people depending on me, I can't let them down. I got debts to repay, wrongs to right, skills to learn, hunger to satiate. How far can I climb? I follow this code as I was taught. No way around it, that's how I was brought up. Living my life the only way I know how. I've forgiven the man I looked up to. I've forgiven those that moved against me. They're forgiven, but did I forgive myself? Missing cats and dining dashers, robot players needing practice, foiling scams and pressing damsels into the sex hotel. Hit me, stand down, night on the town. I can outdrink all of you clowns. Trade your watch and I'll do your job. I don't have time for this. I got people to see, calls to make, punks to beat down, questions need answering. I can't let this go. I got money to earn, heat to build, commitments to keep, but somehow I'm always too late. And I think I just said the wrong thing again. go. Has anyone ever asked if I'm a folk rapper? No. And I did not buy any shoes on Boxing Day, I don't think. Not this year. We have a friend from Iceland, and she told us about an Icelandic Christmas tradition in which you must receive clothing on Christmas Day, otherwise you will be eaten by a giant cat. There's a Christmas cat, it's not a nice cat, and it eats those who did not receive clothes for Christmas. So ever since she told us that, we do make sure that, like, at least socks, at least some item of clothing is there for Christmas. So some years we do end up getting shoes in there, but not this year. Yeah, the Samuel in the chat is talking about on the recording of that. There's a bunch of backing vocals, like phone sounding backing vocals during one of those sections where I'm saying ridiculous things, and I like that part too. I'm happy with how the recording of that song came out. Oh, you've got thunder and lightning where you are. Because you're in a warm place. We have a pile of snow here. Not as big as in on the mainland. I know, like up in Quebec and Ontario and I think Michigan. Nancy, did you guys get a huge snowfall? I know, like, I was talking to some people in Philadelphia and Baltimore, and everyone was getting a lot of snow, like the eastern seaboard and stuff. Here we got a bit of you're covered. We got a fair bit of snow on Tuesday, but I think it's not to the extent that they had it up along. I'm just gonna tune this a little bit better, and we'll get into our next number. What is our next number? Oh, well, it's funny you should ask. Funny you should say that statement about being a folk rapper, because this is a song. This was inspired by rap beefs, which I think are kind of hilarious, and I kind of really enjoy. And the whole sort of a beef is between, rivals. A beef between rivals is a fine thing I quite enjoy. And so I thought it's sad that in the folk world we don't have nearly enough folk beefs. I think there've been a few. Over time, but not nearly enough. And so I was trying to imagine the benefits of having a beef with some sort of rival, and how I would actually probably be pretty bad at it. And that's what this song is called. But it's all about how having that rival pushes you to be better at your thing. And actually, some of you are familiar with the singer-songwriter John Pfeiffer. And I was thinking of him when I wrote this song, I was like, who would I have? I thought it would be really funny if I could have some sort of singer-songwriter beef with John Pfeiffer, so. Yeah, that's right, it's the Wednesday, it's the private party. I used to have party lights when I used to do these streams, and I had to stop using them because all the movement of the lights would cause my camera to come in and out of focus. But I should try it again because I changed a setting on my camera. So maybe next week I'll see about getting the party lights out again. Anyway, we'll sing this song. This is called All About Enemies. The story needs a proper antagonist, competent and self-assured, bad blood, shared traits to keep you moving forward. I might have hit a wall, arrived at a plateau, feeling stuck in place, going nowhere, stagnation. Time to grab the bull worthy adversaries, some contemporary foe to keep me on my toes. It's all about enemies. A rival must be found, a friend with words to turn, instigate a fight, anything to brew contention. A pot that I can stir, a flame that I can fan, forging opposition. Harass, harangue, give myself momentum, 'cause it's all about enemies, worthy adversaries, some contemporary foe to keep me on my toes. It's all about enemies. So I thought turning a friend against me was the thing to do. Get some public bickering, drum up some views. But it didn't really work out like that. They were just angry and confused. So was everyone else. And I just felt bad. I went about that wrong. I pushed a bit too far. Didn't gain a thing. It all ended in self-loathing. Time to turn instead to healthier pursuits. Encourage competition. Cultivating a genuine nemesis. 'Cause you need the right enemies, worthy adversaries, some contemporary foe to keep me on my toes. It's all about enemies. So I went out into the world and found myself an honest foil. But it hadn't lasted long when the antipathy got old. You know, it didn't drive me to work harder at all. It was exhausting. And I just wished we could be friends. I couldn't do my part. I couldn't hold my end. I couldn't help but cheer them on. Forgave, forgot, took the inspiration. 'Cause it's all about enemies. But I don't have the energy to hold on to a grudge. I'd rather think of love. It's all about enemies. It's all about enemies. It's all about enemies. Here we go. All about enemies. Oh, and Samuel's got heavy rain and thunder. Down in Brazil, rain and thunder. All right. So here's one about chords. So this one is probably the most directly about self-improvement. It's kind of about like self-help slogans and books and stuff like that, and which have varying degrees of success. But that's what this song is about. I've read all the self-help books, listened to the speakers, motivation overload. I'm trying to be my best self. Motivation, inspiration, appreciation of habit. But then I procrastinate, cultivate resistance, master of self-sabotage. I am my own worst enemy. Retaliation, procrastination, exasperation of habit. I can and I will, the world is my oyster, keep my eye on the prize. in myself. Inspiration, implementation, obligation of habit. I can and I will, the world is my oyster, keep my eye on the prize. Always room for improvement, amelioration. I'm trying to master myself. Affirmation, determination, confrontation of habit. Made a list of all my goals, neglected to read them. I forgot, I dropped the plot, only got myself to blame. I can and I will, the world is my oyster, keep my eye on the prize. Affirmation, determination, resuscitation of habit. Motivation, realization, confrontation of habit. There. Something along those lines. Something along those lines. I have some, yeah, you should see my sheet music, Nancy. Good guess, Samuel. Good guess. All right. So one of the things that a lot of self-improvement and self-help things try to tell you, thank you, Nancy, thank you. One of the things that one of those perhaps platitudes or mantras or something that you often see upon these things in any journey for self-improvement is that you should dress for the job you want. Which I think is a great phrase. Dress for the job you want, dress for the life you deserve. That's what they say, so I did. I put on my fanciest gown. Layers of chiffon and satin and beads. Pulled out my tallest tiara. The job posting did mention leadership. They did not see things the same. Well, who wants to be cooped up in a cubicle anyway? Dress for the job you want, dress for the life you deserve. That's what they say, so I did. I pulled out my ice-capades dress. 5 feet of feathers in every direction. Pulled out my pink safety guard. They mentioned a level of fitness required. The foreman expressed some concerns for my safety. Well, who wants to wear steel toes anyway? Dress for the job you want, dress for the life you deserve. Dress for success and you will be guaranteed to succeed. Dress for the job you want, dress for the job you want, dress for the life you deserve. That's what they say, so I did. I called to my squire for my armor, emblazoned with dragons and griffins and such, replete with a sword and a helmet. Come join the team was the proclamation. They disagreed with my sense of camaraderie. Well, who wants to serve customers anyway? Dress for the job you want, dress for the life you deserve. That's what they say, so I always dress for the job I want. right, and now we've got two more, and they both kind of fall under the sort of the flip side. It's very good. It's all well and good. It's all well and good to strive for self-improvement, and in fact, I certainly don't want to discourage anyone from that. But this is also a song about, but you know, you gotta kick back and take a breather sometimes. Don't beat yourself up too much. Don't beat yourself up too much if you're not hitting your goals. You might need to just take a break and come back later. Don't call your ex you're drunk. Don't have that piece of cheesecake. You're trying to lose weight. Don't hit that snooze button. Don't spend the whole day in bed. Don't you have things to do? Don't focus on the negative. Surely you can find another side. Focus your energy on doing, but don't spend all your time doing the don't. Keep a clear head. Haste makes waste, they said. Don't forget to call your mom. Don't put it off for later. Don't make her call you first. Don't focus on the negative. Surely you can find another side. Focus your energy on doing, but don't spend all your time doing the don't. Don't beat yourself up when you fall off the wagon. Be kind to yourself, life is tough, no smooth sailing. Pick yourself back up, you can try it all again. It remains a fact that you are only human. Don't focus on the negative. Surely you can find another side. Focus your energy on doing, but don't spend all your time doing the don't. I'm not eligible to enter the Tiny Desk concert contest. You have to be American. You have to be a U.S. citizen. So that one's out for me. But I like watching them. And a lot of my friends enter, so I always like watching their Tiny Desk concerts. All right, and here we are. Oh, you can barely hear the stream for the rain. Oh my goodness. Tropical weather. I sure wouldn't say. Well, maybe I would say if we had tropical weather right now, that would be really terrible. But I would certainly like to travel to some tropical weather right now. We've not shoveled. All right, this is the last song on the stream, and Samuel called it. Yeah, because of course, they have international guests on the Tiny Desk concert all the time, but for the contest, it's just for U.S. citizens. Samuel called it the last song in today's set of songs about self-improvement is a reminder that when you are trying to learn something new or try and do something new, you have to give yourself permission to do it poorly. That's what this song is about. It's called Never Too Wrong, but wrong note also works well. If you ask me to play the wrong note, this is what I'll play. This is what I'll play you. Oh yeah, he would have. So the Tiny Desk concert. So NPR in the States, they have this thing called the Tiny Desk concert. So they get often quite huge stars that are used to playing on stages with bands or all different genres of music to just come into the office, which is like this. It's a desk. It's like a little radio host desk room, and to come in and play a concert, an acoustic concert, sort of stripped down at the Tiny Desk. And they also have this thing every year, the Tiny Desk contest, that's open for everyone to send in a set. And I don't know what happens if you win, because I'm not eligible to participate, so I don't know what the outcome is if you actually win the Tiny Desk concert. I guess you get to be on the Tiny Desk. I guess they broadcast it. But yeah, it's a neat thing. So if you go to YouTube and type in Tiny Desk concert, you'll probably find a whole bunch of really good stuff. And from a lot of people that from like Hambone's open mic and Joseph Isaac's showcase, like a lot of the folks that you may have encountered at open mics online will enter the Tiny Desk concert. But here's our last song, and it's called Never Too Wrong. Play the wrong note, strike the wrong chord, sing out of key. Many things worth doing are worth doing poorly. You're never too wrong when you call the shot. You're never too wrong when it falls apart. You're never too wrong. You're never too wrong. Use the wrong verb. Have an accent. Speak like a child. It's only by doing we get any better. You're never too wrong when you drop a stitch. You're never too wrong when you don't make sense. You're never too wrong. You're never too wrong. Bit by bit by bit, bit by bit by bit, make mistakes and let yourself make ugly, stupid things. You're never too wrong when you miss the turn. You're never too wrong when you try new things. You're never too wrong. You're never too wrong. Lift a light weight. Join a bad team. Run slowly. You have to start somewhere. Here's as good as any. And there we go. And there is our weekly Wednesday Warble for this week. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here. Right after biggest self-improvement tip. Chronicling, logging, keeping a log. You won't know if you've improved if you are not logging, and that's also writing down little victories. But also whatever you're like, when I practice, I keep notes of what parts are giving me trouble, that kind of thing. So documentation. Document your process, document what's going on. And exactly, that's my biggest tip. Thank you. That's a good question. So I will be back next week. Next week. Thank you. And when I decided that this was the theme, I was kind of like, I bet I can do it with all originals. And I could. In fact, there were other songs that could have made the list that I'm like, well, I'm just going to do 10. But next week should be fun. It's going to be just songs about February. February, lots of things happen in February. So we're going to have a February stream, a February themed stream. Next week. So thank you, Round Sparrow. We'll see you in February. We'll see you all in February. And I wish you all a very fine Wednesday. You know, get out get out your day planners. Oh, your birthday is February 8th. Is the Super Bowl on the 8th? Is the Super Bowl on your birthday? Are you going to pretend that the hoopla is for you? That's what I would do. I used to have my birthday in Montreal, and not for the February. February will be all of February. We will do a Valentine's. I'm sure I'll do a love song Valentine's set in February as well. That's the plan. But next week it'll be a mix. There will certainly be a love song in there. You absolutely do. I used to have, when I lived in Montreal, my birthday would always fall on the same weekend as the Formula One. And Saint Laurent, like, the whole city basically just turns into one big party, and I would always pretend that it was for me. All right. Good week, everybody. We will see you next time. Take care. Running through the undergrowth, popping up to get a peek if the coast is clear enough to get away. Get away from all your thoughts, get out